And we said this was a Tehillim. Remember, it was Tehillim Yud Gimel. 13, Tehillim number 13, and it's really discussing the suffering in the Galut of Am Yisrael, the 4 Galuyot, the personal Galut that we go through, and saying this Tehillim, we can get close to Kadosh Baruch Hu even in Galut, even when we're not in the place that we're supposed to be. But we can still be close to Him, and even if in Galut we can seek out Hashem, we can look for Hashem, and Hashem will answer us, and Hashem will guide us out of the own Galut. You see? And this is going to be reflected in the Pesukim. So it says, David, and we said 4 times Ad Anna. Ad Anna means until when? Yes. Until when? Ad Anna. Until when, Hashem? Tishkacheni netzach. Will you forget me forever? Right? And then Ad Anna. Tastir et panecha mimeni. Can you do me a favor? Just close the door, make sure it locks. Thank you. Yeah, so that we don't get complaints while we leave the door open. Ad Anna, the second, Tishkacheni netzach. Ad Anna tastir et panecha. So one is, until when are you going to forget me? First Hashem forgets you. But Hashem forgets?
No. No.
What does it mean Hashem forget?
No.
He's like sitting up there. Oh, I forgot about Mariam. I forgot about her. She made a very nice prayer. Look, I have to answer her now. Let me do it. I forgot to put shiur in the recording. Oh, I better put it. Hashem forget?
No.
What does it mean? What does it mean Hashem forget? That's what it means. Means that when we need to be saved, we're in Galut, and we need to be saved, we're in a situation that we need to save, and Hashem is not saving us, right? It looks like He's forgotten us. But it's not that He's forgotten us. Of course, there's no forgetfulness. Ki en shicha. There's a pasuk, en shicha, ba'Hashem. There is not a human being that can forget. Or like the Radak says, that we're so long in the Galut. What did the church say? What did the Pope say? What did the Catholic Church say? Hashem forgot about the Jews. Forgot them. Yeah. Left them. Okay. Where is He? 2000. Where is Israel? But when we got the state of Israel, now what they're going to say? Hashem didn't forget us. Oh, what happened? 6-day war. Back to Yerushalayim. Wow, Nisim v'Niflaot. Hashem left the Jews. One beep, 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 beep. One beeper. Boom. All the enemies gone. All the enemies gone. Herefine. Like this. Hashem says, Yeshuat Hashem keherefine. Hashem remembers you and gives you when you're supposed to. Like this, herefine. What does herefine mean? Beep, 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 beeper. Boom, 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 boom. They all die. Yosef HaTzadik, 12 years. 10 years. Then after 10 years, in such a place, wow, you know, not only the jail, the bor, the jail in Mitzrayim. You have any idea what it means to be in the jail 3,000 years ago in Egypt? What kind of a jail this was? You think it's what, like the jail here? They sit with a TV and they have a nice meal, you know, and they play ping pong.
And boxing.
They do weightlifting. This was Yosef. Nice place, no? This was a bore. He was there 10 years and still he didn't learn to trust Hashem. But he said, but you trust in the man. Right? What he said, Ki im zechartani. Twice he told him, remember me when you go out. Right? So for that he was punished 2 more years. What he was supposed to learn these 2 more years?
Trust Hashem.
Let go. You let go. This Hashem wants, I let go. This is what he wants. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're here. I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. That's it. Whenever you're ready, you'll send me. But wait a minute. Hashem sent him. It says this guy. Close the door for me, please.
You got spies?
No, she's going to tell me now, open. Let her deal with her. We have to deal. That's all. Okay, good. So there was this guy who said he was, in the middle of the river, the water's coming, he's going to drown. He says, Hashem, save me, send me. Hashem, you save me. So comes the helicopter. Come on. He says, no, Hashem is going to come and save me, not you. Come a boat. No, Hashem is going to save me, not you. I pray to Hashem, I have bitachon. Trust in Hashem will save me. Then he drowns, he dies, goes to Shamayim, and he says, what happened? He says, I don't know, I prayed to you to save me, I trust you, and you don't come. He says, of course I came, you fool. I came with a helicopter and I came with a boat. You see? So here, Yosef prayed to Hashem, please, because that's what he said to the Sarah Tabahim and the Sarah Ofib, to the Sarah Tabahim. What did he say? He says, I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. I don't know why I'm here. They put me in here and I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing wrong. Please, you talk to Paro. You talk for me to take me out. Right? So, that means he must have prayed to Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, take me out. Right? Then comes the Sarah Tabahim, and he tells the dream and everything, and then he tells the Sarah Tabahim, take me out. So, Hashem is not going to send himself, going to come and take out Yosef. He sent the Sarah Tabahim. So what's wrong with saying, remember me? There's nothing wrong with that. So why was he punished? You understand the question?
Yes.
You understand the question? You understand the question? Yes. Why was he punished? He sent the Sarah Tabahim. He said, because Sarah Tabahim was Rasha. And the good things don't come from Rashaim. Hashem is going to send somebody who's Sadiq. That's right.
And Yosef knew that he was a Rasha?
Of course. He knew. Rashi says this.
And even so interprets his dreams in a good way.
He interpreted his dreams in a good way. Yes. No, because
he said you will be free, but he said to the other one that you will be hung.
No, but the dream carried what it carried. The dream, this Sarah Tabahim was supposed, the Sarah Tabahim had the dream so that he would go and tell Paro. So that he would go and tell Paro. So, but, so in the end he does tell Paro, but how do we know he's a Rasha? Because the way he tells him, Na'ar Ivri. But he doesn't want, why did he tell Paro? Maybe if he was a Rasha, I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, but then what about if Paro finds out that there was someone there?
And he didn't tell
Or how did you get out from, what happened? He can't hide it, so he's afraid. So he told, but he said it in a derogatory way. You see? How does the pasuk say? Beautiful pasuk. Ve'lo batach el rehavim. Ashrei haish asher yiftach ba Hashem. Ve'lo pana el rehavim. That's the pasuk. Happy is the man who trusts in Hashem and doesn't trust in the rehavim. Who's the rehavim? The Mitzrim, who were here. ויהי מקץ שנתיים. That's it.
ולא זכר שר המשקים את יוסף.
וישכחהו.
וישכחהו.
It's at the end of, no, it's the end of Miketz.
Yeah, Vayeshev. No, it's at the end of Vayeshev.
The end of Vayeshev.
Yeah,
the last pasuk.
of Vayeshev. Yeah.
So Rashi says there, ולא זכר את המשקים כי ביום וישכחהו לאחר מכן. מפני שתלה בו יוסף לזכרו הוזקק להיות אסור 2 שנים. שנאמר, אשרי הגבר אשר שם השם מבטחו. Who places Hashem as his trust. ולא פנה על רהבים. That's in Tehillim. מם. פסוק ה'. ולא פנה על רהבים. ולא בטח על מצרים הקרויים רהב. Who are called Rahav, meaning to say he was, immoral. Bereshit Rabbah.
Yeah.
You see, that's the thing. So, עד מתי, עד אנה השם תשכחני נצח means you forget me. Right? That means so many people are going to say, look how long he's been in exile. Oh, the Jews have forgotten. Oh. Or look at this person. Look, oof, this person is no good. Look, Hashem left him. You don't know. You don't know. Because Yeshuat Hashem kaharifayim. All of a sudden, boom. When the time was right, 12 years to the dot, like Cinderella. You know Cinderella? Mm-hmm. Story Cinderella? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Tell her in Persian, Cinderella.
No, they know, but what's the relation?
Well, they said 12 o'clock, ding, that's it.
The term pumpkin.
12 o'clock, first, boom, she becomes, 12 o'clock, boom, you're down. When the time is, time is. When the time is, وَيَعْلُوهُ مِنَ البَّوْرِ fast, it says, Maher, they brought him up from very fast. Why fast? Because Hashem said, that's it, right now. It's done. Bring him in front of Paro. Second. So why do you forget me? Bring this moment, bring this moment, bring this moment. But how do you bring this moment? You have to work on it. You have to bring the moment. How do you bring the moment? Close.
Prayer dekat.
Yeah, prayer, of course, prayer. But how do you bring the moment?
You have to be patient.
Yes, but you want to cut the time. You want to, come on, move it. I want to cut the time, make it short.
You have to be closer to God. Doing this.
So the best way to do it is, if, for example, somebody do something bad for me, and I'm very upset, and you're right, the person did something bad to you. For sure. He is no good, everything. Okay, now?
You have forgiven him.
You have to forgive. It doesn't mean you have to be nice to him, but you have to yourself clean. You have to let go. So the sooner you let go, the more you cut the time, so Hashem cuts the time. You see? It says by Eliezer, Eved Abraham, he went to find a wife for Yitzhak. No? Where he goes, he has to go to Aram Naharaim. He has to go to Aram Naharaim, right? And he prays to Hashem, and there, all of a sudden, he's in the well. Rashi says there he did kefitzat derech. What's kefitzat derech? We have that also Yaakov, he did kefitzat derech. It says vayal bahar Moria. Vayetze Yaakov right? Mi Beersheva vayelech Haran, and he went. All of a sudden, he's in Har HaMoriah. How did he did so fast? Rashi says that kaftzah haderech, kefitzat haderech. And this many tzaddikim they do. Baba Saleh used to.
Like a fast
Baba Saleh also. Baba Saleh used to tell the driver, go in the car. I want to be here with no, go in the car and go in the car. And they would go in the car and he closes the car and he look, Baba Saleh is not there. Where's Baba Saleh? He's down all the way there. In 1 second he go. Yeah. Rav Sharabi, many Mekubalim, many tzaddikim. This the Mekubalim, this is kefitzat haderech. Meaning to say, they cut the way, they short the way. And the Torah says that Yaakov did it. Right? How do we say it? ויפגע במקום. Yeah, it says ויפגע במקום. מלמד שקפצה לו הדרך. ויפגע במקום. And he came to the place. What do you mean he came to the place? He just left. What do you mean he came to the place? It says מלמד, Rashi says there, it brings the Gemara that קפצה לו הדרך, that he did כפיצת הדרך. But what does it mean he did כפיצת הדרך? It means that he prayed to Hashem, you know, bring me close to you. And this was Yaakov. So Esav wanted to kill him. So it says there, I heard that, what do you mean he had a short way because he had already forgiven Esav. He had already forgiven Esav. He already forgave Esav.
But for the case of Eliezer, how does it happen?
Eliezer, it happened because Eliezer wanted his daughter to marry Yitzchak.
Mm-hmm. And then he just gave up on that and let him...
Then Hashem told him, you know, you one kind, she is one kind, Yitzchak is another, it's two different worlds. Don't mix.
And he let it be.
And he let it go. If he didn't let it go, he would have gone a long way. And Yosef HaTzadik was the same. Already in the bor, he forgave his brothers. When he was already, the brothers took the clothes off and they threw him in the snake and the scorpions. Why? So it says Reuven wanted to save him, no? So he said, don't kill him. Put him in the hole. There's many snakes and many scorpions. Throw him in the hole. What do you mean throw him in the hole? So you killed him also, no? He says, no, Reuven knew that he was a Sadiq. The snakes and the scorpions don't come near Sadiq. Yeah. This is known. There was a big Sadiq in Morocco. It was the Or HaChaim. He used to come into town. He used to get tired, so he used to come on top of a lion and a snake in the mouth of the lion and ride the lion with the snake. And then when he got to the town, he would throw the snake and the lion would run away. They wouldn't touch him. Not only wouldn't touch him, they would serve him. There is an engraving of this. There's an engraving. They made a coin in Morocco out of this Sadiq. Anyways, so, you know, Morocco is full of Sadiqim, 800. There's a book, 800 Sadiqim buried in Morocco.
Wow.
800 Sadiqim. I saw the book. And one was blind, the other one was this, the other one, they're all very special. He had a girl, Solika Sadeket. She was 14 years old. She was murdered. She wouldn't marry the Sultan. The Sultan fell in love with her. And she wouldn't marry the Sultan, fell in love. She was from Tangiers. He took her to the Kherem. And he wouldn't Sadeket. She wouldn't marry him. They cut her head. Montefiore tried to save her. He couldn't save her. She's known. She's buried in Fez.
Do you want me to look something up?
Yeah. This is her.
How many years ago?
This was in 1858.
Not too far.
No. 150 years.
1858. She's in my family tree.
Yeah.
She's in my family tree. Solika, Atzadeket. And she's buried in Fez. Many people go to pray by her grave. Many people. They say she's a Gilgul of Esther.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, because Esther married Achashverosh.
Maybe she could do something good for Israel.
She fixed what Esther did because it wasn't. She wasn't 100% allowed to marry Achashverosh, and they say that she didn't really marry Achashverosh.
Her mind wasn't there. You explained.
What?
Said her mind was not with her.
Well, that's what it says. The Zohar says that she sent a demon instead of her. The Zohar says she sent a demon instead of her. That she wasn't all there. You know what I mean? Like the Cheshire cat in Alice in Wonderland. It's not all there. So she wasn't all there, so she sent a Shin Dalet. She created Mordechai and created the Shin Dalet, and the Shin Dalet went to be with Achashverosh. So she was a demon. Shadim. But Rav Nachman explains really that she got pregnant. How did she get pregnant? And it wasn't from Mordechai. So Rav Nachman of Breslev explains that really, meaning to say she wasn't there herself, it was just her body. But her mind, soul, and herself wasn't with Achashverosh when it was happening. But there was still an Isur. No?
Yeah.
So they say this Solika Sadeket cleansed that part. She was not with the king. Right. Anyways, how did we get into all of that? Kefitzat derech. So you cut the way. So that's how Eliezer was able to find right away. And that's how the animals didn't get close to Yosef, and Yosef was saved. And that's how Yosef really succeeded. Because he already forgave his brothers. When it was happening, how do we know? We learned it from the Pesukim. I remember learning it one Shabbat. We learned it from the Pesukim that Yosef HaTzadik already, from the Pesukim you see inside, he already forgave the brothers. When they threw him in the pit, he already forgave them. Because he realized that there was something greater working here. Because if you say that the brothers put him in the bore, and the brothers, want to kill him, and you're going to focus on the brothers, what are you saying? It's Avodah Zarah. Why? You're saying the brothers are doing this, not Hashem. But Hashem is doing it. Hashem is doing all of this. Okay, the people that want to do bad, they're going to come and be there for Hashem to do the plan. It's going to be Sadiqim that are going to come there and do it, although these were Sadiqim. But these guys, the Sadiqim, they let themselves become negative. You see? And they were talking about Shifteyah. You know who these people were? The Shevatim, you know who they were? They were very unbelievable people. I mean, they could create human beings. Yes, they created animals, created human beings. Yehuda was, this was the 12 tribes. Yaakov never sinned, the seed never came out. These are the first 12 drops of Yaakov. These are the very holy, very, very, very holy people. But it is those people that the Satan is going to come and go into their minds and start putting negative things in their minds. That Yosef was bad. Yosef was like Esav. And it's a mitzvah to kill him. It's a mitzvah to kill him. It's halakha to kill him.
Who said that?
The brothers. Of course. They made the bet din with Hashem. And Hashem had to agree. Yes. Of course, he's number 10. They only had 9. They needed number 10. You needed to have 10 people. You needed to have a minyan in order to make him Hayav Mita, Rodef. They judged him as a Rodef. You know what is a Rodef?
The follow.
Rodef is what, like they judged Rabin. That he is going after the Jews to kill them. He's going after you to kill him, to kill you. What do you do to somebody who's coming to kill you with a gun? What do you do to him? Say good morning? Give him a coffee? What do you do? You take your gun, you shoot it, you kill him. That's the Rodef. They say Rabin gave weapons to the Palestinians, brought them from Tunis, and then gave them weapons, and gave them land, gave them everything, and buses are blowing up, and Jews dying every day, 10, 15, 5, 7 day, every Jew. The people in Israel said, this guy is a Rodef. I said, the rabbis got together and said, this guy is Din Rodef.
Became his Rodef?
No, Rabin.
Rabin.
They judged him as a Rodef. I'm not saying he is, or he was, but they judged him as a Rodef, as a pursuer. So they said he's Hayav Mita. It's a question of time before somebody kills him. And it was so weird, it went around. The guy never really wanted to, he wanted to kill him, but he wasn't supposed to kill him. He was supposed to shoot, but it was supposed to be blanks. And then he put real bullets inside, so they killed Rabin. It was a Shabak really that they were going to put on like a show that he was murder attempt because he was going to lose in the elections. The only way to save him to win the elections is if there was a assassination attempt. Then he can win the elections like Trump. You see?
But unfortunately, it went wrong.
Yes.
No, they tried it before. The Shabak had tried it before. They put blanks on it was supposed to have blanks. This guy was being groomed by the Shabak, by the Secret Service. He was working for the Secret Service. And there were people around him who were from the Secret Service. It all came out afterwards. What were these Secret Service doing with this guy who killed the Prime Minister? So they put blanks in his gut. But then in the last minute, he remembered that they had done that to some other people. They had put blanks and then put them in jail to some settlers. So he looked in his gun and he went and bought bullets the next morning, real ones, put them in. And then everything was planned to move away. He couldn't have had to be so close to Rabin. They knew that there had been, threats on Rabin's life. But everybody moved behind and this guy just goes boom, boom, boom. But they were real bullets. Even the driver was on it because the driver knew, he didn't think he had to take him to hospital. He thought he was okay. Then he saw that he had blood. He said, what have you been? He says, yeah, I've been shot. He was shocked. Then he ran to the hospital. You see? But everything was from Hashem. Everything is from Hashem. But look at how these people, how they got so fogged and everything was twisted that they wanted to kill Yosef, the tzaddik. They sold him for a pair of shoes and they wanted to kill him. The thing was that, and they made a bedin of 10 and they brought in Hashem to make a shavua that they couldn't tell Yaakov. So Hashem couldn't tell Yaakov. Nobody could tell Yaakov. So Kadosh Baruch Hu couldn't tell Yaakov. That's why he couldn't tell Yaakov. Right?
Is there any way, any word that we can say that Hishbitu Hashem? How do we conclude that?
There's a hole in the Midrash and the Gemara and the Zohar they talk about it. And you see in the Pesukim, you see these hints and remazim all over. You cannot explain the story any otherwise. Later on, there has to be a kapara. What they did to Yosef, we're still paying for the sin, what they did. Sure. We're still paying. You see? We're still paying for the sin. But we were still paying. All of a sudden, this Roman emperor, this Roman guy, opens the Chumash and says, well, what happened with Yosef? They sold Yosef? Yes. Who sold him? The brothers. Okay, what's the halakha if you sell someone? Gonev nefesh, mot yumat. He has to die. So why didn't they kill the brothers? This is the Roman emperor. We say, what's your business? You're Roman, what do you care? Go deal with Rome. No. The Bible. Look, Hashem. What do? You didn't kill 10? You didn't kill the brothers, 10 brothers? It wasn't the brothers, Reuven wasn't there. There was one missing, but he said 10. That's why they brought in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So they said, so the Roman says, okay, now we're going to take the 10 rabbis, biggest rabbis. Who's this? Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, Rabbi Tarfon, bam, 10 Tanaim. We're going to kill them. Terrible deaths. This is what we say in Yom Kippur. The piyut that we say in Yom Kippur about the Asara Harugei HaMalchut. And we say the Tisha B'Av also, Asara Harugei HaMalchut. Right? So, one for each of the brothers, and the last one for Rabbi Akiva, for Kadosh Baruch Hu. The 10 tzaddikim that died was one for Yehuda, and all the Shimon, Levi, all of them. And who was for Kadosh Baruch Hu? Rabbi Akiva. He was killed in place of Kadosh Baruch Hu because he was in it too. That's why he died saying Shema. You see? And also they wouldn't take the money from the Midianim when they sold him. Because when they sold him to the Midianim, and then they sold him to the Mitzrim, and the Mitzrim to Ishmaelim, and the Ishmaelim to the Mitzrim down there, selling somebody to go down to Egypt as a slave is worse than killing him. Of course, because if you kill him, you just kill him and that's it. That's you're done. But what do you do here? You sell him. What are they going to do to him? In Mitzrayim, they love boys. What are they going to do to him? Forget it. Hashem was watching over him. But they didn't think so. So they gave them the money and they said, we don't want the money. He said, well, you don't want the money, what do you want? He said, well, what do you have? They have some nice shoes there. These people were selling in the camels, they open, they have things, they sell. So well, you can take shoes. Each one took shoes. You see? Instead of the money. But they took the silver and they said to Hashem, you take your money for Yosef. Hashem says, I don't want it. He says, you don't want it? Okay, they took the money and they threw it in a field there. Later on, the mother of Rabbi Akiva is pregnant with Rabbi Akiva. 1,000 years later. And she's pregnant with Rabbi Akiva, and Yosef, the father, he says, I want to buy a gift for my wife. She's pregnant, poor thing. I want to buy something for her. I don't have any money. And he's walking, and he sees the money that the brothers threw, shining. He takes the money. What does he do? He buys her shoes.
Wow.
So Rabbi Akiva was for number 10. You see? Also the Asara Harugei Malchut is because when Yosef was going to be with Zolecha, what did he do? He says, Vayavo habayta la'asot melachto, no? He came to the house to do his work. It's a mahloket the Gemara. Rav, Shmuel and Rav, what he came to do the work. What does it mean he came to do the work? So one says, no, he came to work, just to work. And she was there waiting for him. Another opinion says, no, he came to do the work with her. He already made plans with her. Let's meet. And say it was a holiday. All the Egyptians, they go to the party. Avodah Zarah, it was a big holiday. This was her chance. She was alone in the house. So the Rabbi Nachman explains, what does it mean? Yosef came to do the work. No, what Yosef wanted to do is he wanted to kill the Satan. So he wanted her to be there, and in the last minute, run away. Which is what he did. Right? But this is a problem, you don't get into the ring with the Yetzer Hara. You never go in the ring, because you're going to lose. You're going to lose. But he got in the ring, he came there to the last minute. The Yetzer Hara is very strong. The Yetzer Hara could have said, no, go! Because she was very beautiful, he wanted to be with her. There was a part of him, the Yetzer Hara, he was human. Yosef was human, he wasn't a god. So that's why the face of Yaakov appeared. To make sure, no. But he wanted to. But no. He put himself in that place he was going to lose. But he saw the face and he said, no, I have to run away. I'm going to lose Olam, I'm going to lose Olam Haba completely. You see? But from here, 10 drops of seed came out. 10 came out. And he ran away. You see? The 10 drops of seed, Yosef was supposed to have 12 tribes.
But only has 2.
Yeah. Because Esav was supposed to have 12 tribes, and Yaakov was supposed to have 12 tribes. But Esav became a Rasha, so who took over the mission of Esav? Yosef. So Yosef, but because he lost 10 drops, he only had 2 tribes. Ephraim and Menashe. The other 10 tribes he lost, because he put himself in that situation with Zulecha. He shouldn't have put himself in that situation.
But Yosef doesn't want to go to Zuleika.
Yeah, of course
Doesn't want.
he wants.
Really?
He didn't want. But he said, I'm going to go there, and the last minute I ran away.
To kill Satan.
But then he got stuck. So Yaakov's face came. If he didn't want to be with Zulecha, why Yaakov's face come? Huh? Why Yaakov came to save him? Why? He doesn't want to be. He's going to be fine. Means that he wasn't. And the show is that the 10 drops came out. And those 10 drops also, the Zohar says, were the 10 Arugei Malchut. They had to die. Yes, because those 10 drops were they died. They were wasted. So they reincarnated in these 10 tzaddikim. You understand?